Well, hello everyone. My name is Rick Passek, FlyFish Fanatic. Welcome to my fly tying bench. Ooh, fly tying bench, whatever. Today we're going to be doing a classic British pattern. This is one of those lures. It's a cat's whisker. They come in a ton of different variations. This is one that's worked for me quite well. Actually, I tie them in several different variations of this variation, but and basically anything that's Chartreuse and white is considered a cat's whisker over in Great Britain. So really good fly, really effective. Before I get going, if this video comes out before the end of March 2023, remember to go to theflyfishfanatic.ca/contest and enter. There is, we've got 3 prizes, 3 giveaways from materials from Semperfli, materials from Hends, materials from a couple other companies. I got some Renomed Scissors. I got some coffee mugs and hats and buffs and stickers and all kinds of stuff from some of my pro staff affiliations. Like I said, Fly Life Canada, Semperfli, and why can't I think? I'll put it in the link. I can't think right now who's all Reed's Fly Shop's another one that gave me some stuff, and like I said, I got a bunch of Hens material and stuff. So theflyfishfanatic.ca/contest before the end of March. And if you sign up with Facebook and Instagram, and there's a bunch of others there, you get extra entries. And the more entries you get, the more chance, obviously. So, all right. So let's get it going. So that's what we're going to be tying today. We're going to start off. Normally I would use a Hends BL 724 in a size 10. I ran out and my supplier does not have any. It's Fly Life Canada. Doesn't have any at the moment in that size, so he'll be getting more in. But so I'm going to be using the BL 700. It's almost the same dimensions, but it's a thinner wire. Okay. For the thread, I'm going to be using some Semperfli Classic waxed. For the bead, I'm going to put a little, just a little pearlized 6/0 orange bead on the hook. Got them in here. You can pick these up at most hobby shops. Sorry, I had the hook in my mouth. Most hobby shops, whether that's Michael's or Joann's or wherever you live, there's got to be hobby shops around that have these. If not, you can get them online. So there you go. So I'm going to start my Classic wax. This is a 6/0 or is this 8/0? No, this is 8/0. 8/0 classic wax. I'm just going to come back roughly to where the barb would be, just roughly. Going to just build just a little tiny bit of a bump. Nothing major, just a bit of a bump. This is to keep the tail from fouling, and then come forward. And I'm not going to go all the way forward. I'm going to leave a little bit of room up there. Okay. Next material is going to be some Hens Marabou in white. Love this Marabou. It's probably my favorite on the market right now. And I'm just going to take the tip right now, roughly. I'm just going to wet it down a bit. I want it roughly the length of the body stick and pass. So about where my fingers are roughly. That's where I'll tie it in. So I'm just going to cut that right off right there. And I'm going to, like I said, I'm going to leave room in the front. Okay, and then just come all the way back to that bump, right up against that bump. And you can see already how it's kind of lifted it up, but I'm also going to go under the tail and over the tail. Under the tail and over the tail, under the tail and over the tail. That'll really help with keeping that up. Okay, just a little bit wet. Now I'm going to use a little bit of this neon hair from Hens in a Chartreuse. Don't have to do this if you don't have any neon hair. If you've got some nice Chartreuse Flashaboo or anything like that, that's what I would use in its place if you don't have any of this. This is just to add a little bit of that Chartreusey color and sparkle. So a little bit on my side, fold that over onto your side. Tie that off. Cut that off just slightly longer than the tail. This is my second go around today of this fly because the first one I recorded, the sound didn't work. So, but hey, that's the stuff that happens when you want to be a YouTuber. So, okay, next material is Semperfli Straggle micro legs. Straggle micro legs. If you want it longer, if you want this bushier, use the Straggle chenille. It's just got a little bit more the longer fibers on it. So I'm just going to come to about there, just tie that in. Make sure that's tied in really well. Come all the way forward to where I want to stop with my body, right about there. Come back again. I want a nice Chartreuse underbody on this because it's not that I'm going to palmer this forward, but I'm not going to be like super tight wraps because I don't want a really thick body. So I'm just going to do 1, 2 right at the tail. And then now I'm not going to be as picky. You can see that there's a slight gap in between each one. I mean, I could go right tight, but it just makes it bushier. So it all depends on what effect you want. I like it slightly less bushy, this fly. I just find that it works just a little bit better. Now, some days they probably would want it a little bushier. So, alrighty. Just going to stroke that material back, that straggle. Now, if you want, you can go in with a brush and just give that a brush out to make sure none of those little legs are stuck. But you don't really have to. Okay, now same thing here with the overwing. I'm going to take a piece. I don't like this one. I'm gonna actually strip it off this one. I don't like the tip on this one. Oh, actually, maybe I can just rip this tip out. The tip was a little stiff. Sometimes you get these, I don't know, just doing a tips and tricks one with Lindsay Simpson there a little while ago, and that was one of my tips, and he actually said that the Marabou that he gets over in Great Britain, the tips are always the most supple. I find some of the stuff we get here, the tips are really kind of stiff, so I usually don't use them. But this hen stuff is usually pretty good. This one just happened to be a little stiff on the end. So now, I'm going to come back a little bit. I'm going to lay that in there. Kind of a loose wrap. Tighten it, tighten it, tighten it. Okay? And that's about it. Now you want this no longer, like maybe just ever so slightly longer than your tail. So that's maybe a tiny bit too long, but I'll just give it a little nip off here. You gotta never cut your Marabou, right, guys? There. Okay. Same step. A little bit of that neon hair. 5, 6, 8 little hairs. Just gonna tie it in on my side if I can get it to cooperate. Bring that over to my side. And then I'll take this stuff and bring it over to your side. Stretch this stuff back and cut it just a little longer than the tail. Ever so little bit longer. And if there's any real long ones sticking out, just give them a nip. Okay. Now, if I wanted to, I could add a little bit of some jungle cockeyes here. I like this just with a little bit of a green head right behind this orange. It does twofold. It helps hold the Marabou a little bit better, and it's just an additional little kind of a hot spot. But yeah, and I just make sure that none of those neon fibers are in the way. Just give it a 1. I like 2 sets of whip finishes here, right up against that bead. Cut that off. Get some Sally Hansen's. That's what I use. You guys, whatever kind of head cement you guys like using, go ahead. I like Sally's because it's cheap and it's readily available at pretty well any pharmacy. Okay, got a little bit on the bead there, not a big deal. Let's just see, how's that for focus for you guys? So that is it. And then I just get this wet. This will stroke back, and you just got a little bit of that green in there. A nice white overwing, white tail. and has straggle legs. These things are, I know they look a little weird, but they are absolutely freaking deadly. They really work well, especially on those stocked trout. It just seems to just drive them nuts. I don't know why, but it does. Like, I don't know why it works better with the stockies, but it does. So, alrighty. Once again, don't forget, go to theflyfishfanatic.ca/contest to enter to win one of 3 fly tying materials and swag packages. One worth 500, one worth 300, one worth 200. By the end of March 2023. If this video comes out after that, sorry, it is already closed. You must subscribe to the channel, and then, well, there's other ways of entering. Go to that site and you'll see. Alrighty, tie lines, everybody.